This is a True Silver module. When you receive this item, make sure the switch is in the up position. There are more detailed instructions also in your F122 manual. Now on the back here, you're going to see there's your cord that plugs into the IN output right here into the F122. And then you'll see this here. This is where the jar plugs in. So I've got the jar setting back here. You'll see the jar here. I've got my water loaded, distilled water. Buy good quality distilled water. And only fill to the line on the jar. I'm plugging this in next. So now I've got the jar plugged in. I've got the water loaded. I've tightened the cap. You'll see the probes inside here. And those are pharmaceutical grade silver, 0.9999 grade silver. So a very clean product that you'll be making here with our silver maker. And at that point, all we need to do is we need to actually access the program, and I will show you which program I would recommend. So we're going to be making anywhere from, say, 6 to 10 parts per million silver. And some people say, well, I want to make a higher ppm silver. I don't recommend that. I do recommend making what we are telling you to make, because if someone drank this whole jar, the worst they'll get is a stomach ache at 10 ppm. If you want to take a higher parts per million silver, instead of taking 2 ounces a day, just double it or triple it. You're making this stuff for pennies anyway, so it's not costing you $10 an ounce. It's probably costing you 2 cents an ounce to make this. So, by the way, our probes, if you wear them out, you'd have to be selling gallons and gallons of this stuff. So these should last you a lifetime. There's an entire 1 ounce of silver in here, of solid silver here. So this should last you a lifetime. Okay, so we're going to access the program next. So we have the TrueRife Standard Edition version 5 software open here. You'll see it'll display the True Silver module once you're in the True Silver program. Now if I click Open Home here, you go down the list, you'll find True Silver. Here's the folder. I will open that up. The program you want to pick is this one right here, Accelerator 32 ounce Production 2. And this will take 6 hours and 15 minutes. It'll generate roughly 8 to 12 parts per million of silver. Now one thing I didn't mention, make sure you heat up your water to about 80 degrees or higher. I frankly put this jar without the silver probes in and just the water in a microwave for, say, about 3 minutes. That gets the water nice and warm, and you'll generate a quicker production that way. So, all right, at that point, all we have to do is click Run, and we'll be generating silver for the next 6 hours. When the program's finished, we'll check for the Tyndall effect. I'll show you that next. Now, as you look at the jar here, we have produced our silver. To make sure that you generated the silver, you take your red LED, and it's called the Tyndall effect, and you darken the room and you just spray the LED through. If the silver's been produced, you'll get a thin line right through the water. If not, we would recommend rerunning the program for another 3 to 6 hours because there are times a year that it takes just a little longer to get a good process. But if you see that line, it is ready. And once again, make sure you do this in a lightened room. Just to give you some additional information on True Silver, you'll notice when the program is running, you will have the blue light on the effect side because we're set to bath for this output. But the green light is very dim. In fact, you might not see it at all. But it is working, it is generating silver. If you're not sure, what you can do is you can pull this lid off. You'll see I have a separation on the probes. If you actually touch these probes, this light gets bright at that point. But don't try to generate silver this way, you won't get anything. So recenter the probe, keep it centered like this, put it back in the jar. and off you go. So that's one way you can demonstrate you have continuity in here. The light is dim because virtually distilled water has little or no conductivity until it starts to process, and then this light will brighten up slightly after that. Now, when the silver is done and processed, you are provided with these little bottles here. And frankly, I don't even filter mine, but if you want to filter it, we do provide some filters, and you got a little filter there. These are nothing but coffee filters. You can put this in here, and then you can slowly pour your product into these 2-ounce bottles. It takes a little bit. It'll come down. I'm just kind of letting it filter down there. At that point, I can pull this out, snap on the sprayer there, and this is pretty cool stuff. You can spray this under your tongue. You can spray it in your eyes if they're itchy, or you can spray it under your arms to deal with a perspiration problem. So it's a pretty neat product, but about 10 to 20 sprays every few hours under the tongue will help it absorb into the bloodstream, bypass the stomach a little bit. And I will let you know, if you take a lot of silver, take some probiotics with it, because this will kill good bacteria as well as the bad stuff. So silver is a cool product. It's a multi-spectrum killer. It was used before antibiotics way back in the turn of the last century. It's not a perfect item, or this is all we would need, but it is a very, very good product that is still in use today. In fact, silver is even being used to line medical gloves that are used in surgery, because silver virtually is antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. It kills everything that comes in contact with it. So hope you enjoy this product. And here again, you're making this for pennies. Some people actually will dump the whole jar in their hot tub. And here again, it will help sterilize the water and keep everything clean without the use of harsh chemicals.